AI is no longer what it used to be this the past year, 2023, right? And the main difference right now is that we had this like a humongous amount of AI app coming out to the market, literally thousands, right? There are websites like Future Tools AI, for example. You have I don't know how many thousands right there, but there was many upcoming every day, every day, every day. And at one point, you get like a news with AI, and every news was like, I don't know, 30, 40 main apps with many smaller ones. And the main problem with it was we didn't know at the time what will work, what will not work. At the beginning, ChatGPT was 3.5, was great, everybody was excited, but was not there yet. And then ChatGPT 4 came out, and then was iteration of ChatGPT 4. First it got worse at one point. I make video why it was worse. Now it gets better again with Turbo, so now it's pretty good. But the main thing was that people started moving from prompting and using ChatGPT, which is still amazing, especially when you are writing short form content, or you have all the templates, or you have training like with myself, and you just know the stuff. But general population, what I'm noticing, those who don't want to learn prompting, for example, they don't want to get good on essentially interaction with AI, they start to use more and more the applications which help them with auto prompting, which has pre-built prompts, right? I'm talking about apps which are not, I'm not talking about the libraries of, I will talk about it in a second, why they are actually bad, I think, for you. So apps like, for example, Entrepreneur Assistant app. I will not talk about the app itself, but this is where the market is going. It's going to things like this, where you have templates done. You have somebody who is uh, working with templates, adding your custom stuff inside it over time. iPreneur Assistant is my app, of course, but this is the trend. So going back to prediction. So the overall prediction is to have this less about prompting in the sense that you need to learn so much about prompting yourself unless you want to, and I suggest you do, but everybody has limited time. So maybe you will choose area of prompting you want to learn in. Copywriting is great. I think copywriting is number one way of prompting you should learn. Also, it's time consuming, but if you learn it like skill is amazing, right? But if there are other areas you don't really feel like having time to do work with it, work with ChatGPT, learn it, the option is to go different apps, mine and others, which makes it easy with auto prompting, both prompting from people who know what they are doing, and you just plug in your information. Of course, we are template based, so they have this limitation. Every app has a limitation. This kind of app has a limitation because there's no free will, like a race. But the more templates you get inside, you can get like 80, 90% of your tasks done, right? So this is why it's so important to have those kind of tools like a time saver. This is very important. Another thing is, which I notice here, is do not get overwhelmed. So what I'm talking about, because there are so many different apps right now, different AI apps, where do you start? Which, first of all, which are good, but where do you start? If you start with 10 apps at the same time, you get lost. Everybody will get lost if they start as a newbie, a new person in both apps, right? But if you prefer to go further, deeper into one of them, you will do good to just focus one. Hold on, I see some comments here. Let me see here. Just nothing. Okay, so choose one. Choose two, like ChatGPT, maybe Graphic Wrap, right? So for example, ChatGPT and Midjourney. And until you get good enough, you don't have to be expert, but you need to get good enough to be able to do stuff which goes from them, at least like 80% of them, and then go move to the next, right? Only then move to the next. And this is advice. Stay focused, one, two, what you need, and kind of ignore the rest, or use apps which is all built in, and just use these apps because it's easier, right? Another prediction is old prediction, but they are reasonable prediction. High power businesses will be easy to start. And I will make it easier to start and run the business in 2024 for a simple reason, to have it outsourced to AI assistant, so to speak. I was talking, Bill Gates talking recently with some conversation about that. I listened to different video from Altman also talking about this, but the focus is like this. You have some areas in business which can be very easily outsourced to AI. We're already talking about writing, it's obvious, right? You all in the club are using writing, using ChatGPT, using maybe Cloudy, using my application, which make it easy to write, maybe using AI Planner assistants you have access to, and so on and so forth. So this is one, but then you go deeper. Assistants for copywriting, assistant for blogs, assistant for SEO within the writings, like a deeper assistance. But then what is going on, guys? I have seen AI, and you didn't test it yet. I will be surprised, which learns to use for you, kind of like a real assistant, real VA. You can hire for $3-4 per hour. We are trying to make it that for the very well-defined task, like support tickets, for example, right? So what AI is doing, AI is a plugin to Chrome, for example, right? So because it's Chrome plugin, this AI can read the what is the web page, right? So can recognize the menu after training, of course. Essentially, the AI goal is to see and understand the user interface in very specific use case, very specific narrow use case. For example, if you are using Freshdesk to help customers with something specific, like getting access to the club or resetting a password, like very specific task, this AI is essentially trained on many same tasks to do it for VA completely. Right now, it is not there yet, so I'm not showing you yet because I don't like the percentage of positive actions, right? So much is still needs approval, like from manager, right? So we are now essentially like making this response, and managers going in and approve or not, depending if this is good answer. But this is where we are going. I would predict that this very app, which got like, I think, $10 million 2 weeks ago investment with a humongous valuation and more investment is coming in, they want to develop VA in your browser. Like real assistant VA for specific tasks, could be, of course, a sales, as usual, like a setter kind of thing, can be help desk. But we are not talking about those conversational AI bots, which are great for answering questions. We are talking of customer support, which is different. Because it's easier on conversational AI to talk with AI about the product, get answer, get kind of information from the knowledge base, which I show you today what is possible with AI planner funnels as well. But what they are focusing it's on specific customer-facing support tasks, like for example, resetting the password for people, right? This is one very common thing because they cannot reset or cannot find something, or where is this, where is that, right? This is question which can be answered, or I cannot log in because I had entered wrong email address, so I cannot log in and I cannot reset password, right? Perfect task for AI assistant agent, but the bottom line is AI agents within the platform when you talk with the agent, or agent which is using bots to do stuff like appointment setters, right? Appointment setters, for example, with AI, or even sales pitch with AI. Recently, there's an app. Let me show you. Actually, it's a very good one. Air, I think it's called AI. See, I was here. This is part of my predictions. So this is why good I remembered. I didn't put it on the Google Doc. So this is actually sales calls with AI. They are amazing, guys. I will not play it right now, but I listened to those calls. Essentially, this is AI calling the people and selling them stuff. Really amazing. Of course, they need to be trained. You need to upload your sales script. They need to follow it. There's a training process involved, but I have seen so many results showed by this company, not myself, not my results. I'm not using it. But also think about it. Instead of hiring sales reps, you just pay for AI, call people and talk to people. It's amazing. Of course, it's for early steps. I would guess that some of those codes are not perfect yet, probably. But you have army of people who don't sleep. And also, which is important with FTC right now, Federal Trade Commission going after non-compliant companies, that you can make it much more compliant when the third party sales team selling your stuff, right? Even if you have the best processes, right? You say, don't say this, don't promise anything. Everything is based on customers' action, which it is, right? Your product is essential education, like mine is. It's education, it's learning, teaching skills, not any promises, because everything is business, right? There are risks involved and so on. But sometimes when you hire those teams, people had problems because those sales guys wanted to sell, and instead of going through FTC compliance like they should, they don't, right? But if AI salesperson, when they're good with this compliance stuff, they will never say this kind of things, right? Unless there's an error, technical error. They will just be compliant if you have a good process. So there's two things which will be next year. I am pretty sure this one, but also other one. I heard about other one as well. I would say more companies like this will come to the space, and will be replacing salespeople, phone salespeople, with AI over time. Right now, it's like tiny percentage of all calls, but it will increase next year tremendously. It is great news really for small people, small entrepreneurs, small one-person businesses. Even if you have a few people like I have my team, right? But I don't have any sales people. I don't sell at all, mostly because I don't want to mess up with FTC. This is the reason. And please, I am 100% sure that I'm 100% compliant on those sales calls. I will not do it. I just don't want to get sued because somebody made error, not me myself. So I'm working on it. But I'm confident that this will be compliant with everything with FTC say. I will start using this kind of stuff because it is easier to sell, right? So this is the next prediction that will more and more of a customer interaction with bots, both with like a text base, like it's right now, AI bots, normal bots extended with AI, using as a settlers for calls, say making appointments for sales guys, and even sales guys like this will be coming in. And another AI agent will help us build companies. This is from the top guys in the industry. And also, I saw it in my own business, talking with a lot of people within our community, and what I'm seeing around my peers, what they are doing, right? Personalized sales pitches. So this is what we actually talked about right now. AI agent can be used to create personalized experiences for customers, such as recommendation products or services that likely to be of interest of them. I showed actually part of it on one of my GPTs for ChatGPT on this training 1.5 months ago, when I saw one of those agents, actually a few of them, they deliver value to customers, right? They talk with them. And at the end of the conversation, they suggest my newsletter Lichpin AI app, because those actually apps which are writing, not apps, GPTs, which I think about like an apps for GPT, right? Kind of thing. They write very simple newsletters, but obviously they cannot be so advanced as my newsletter Lichpin AI. So when people use my GPT, as they want to write their newsletter, but of course there's limitation with just Chat GPT apps for Chat GPT, so to speak. So my GPT recommends and give them link to my app, right? So I already have for GPT selling my stuff. This is exactly the same thing because it's a personalized sales page, maybe more like recommendation in my case. But this is already happening. And those bots I talked about are extension of this. Extension of this going to Facebook chat, right? With pages, of course, not with personal profile, of WhatsApp, of SMS, on the web pages, whatever channel that may be, where we go there, right? Actually, I will be working with more with chatbots, not on the next workshop, which is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks we have the next workshop, main workshop on the copywriting, but we'll have the next workshop in the 1 month and a half from now. And depending if you get this free Platinum, maybe we'll have another one in the month. Because what I'm trying to do in Platinum is to double the amount of workshop because there's so much to cover. especially for AI automation, right? AI automation is going so fast, so I need to increase number of workshops. Level the playing field. AI agent can be used by businesses of all size, regardless of the resources. This can help small businesses compete with larger businesses and create new opportunities for entrepreneurs, right? So this is actually what we're talking about right now. But not only on the front of the sales, not only on the front of appointment setting, but on the customer support. I mentioned briefly this new technology coming in that will be VA in your browser, but it's also going further. They are trying also to use OpenAI image description to not have to be on the browser. And when they get there, it would be just reading the desktop computer, right? There's a concept called autonomous computer, also for AI, which is taking this further. I'm not sure if come next year. If it comes, it will be the second part of the next year. Then essentially you will have your own PC, which you just install the front end of application of AI. AI will working, of course, with the cloud, and just leave it for the task and will just operate your computer. It's kind of science fiction, guys, right? But it's already test on it. They are not very accurate, especially on the reading on the screen, but it is already happening. So I would say by the end of next year, we may have some good use cases for that. But the main thing is, for example, a small business could hire an AI agent or create this virtual assistant that can answer customer question and provide support, even if they can't afford hire a human employee. And this is where, for us, small businesses with a few people want to extend, or maybe a single people entrepreneur, there's so much opportunity right now, especially with AI automation. I will talk more about in a second, where you can automate so much into the future. So, note, you can already do some of it in Airpreneur funnels. I will show you what you can do right now in my app, Airpreneur Funnel AI, what you can automate today with AI and outside of AI. And you will see how it is completely changing the game from old funnels, always personal things, which were still are mostly right everywhere, when people do manual stuff, and then going through just writing with AI when we chat GPT, and then going into the next level when you really freeing your time. This is my goal for this year, to double on those workshops, double amount of workshop, also double AI automation, also teaching your business, because some members are saying that also the business part, how to structure the business operations, for example, SOPs, standard operation procedure, how to work with VAs. I have probably 60,000 hours paid for VAs over the years, not like year, but over the years. I need to check. For sure, over 50,000 paid hours for my VAs over a year for my team members, right? So I know how to work with developers. I know how to work with, so SOPs are very important, how to work. But what's important, now you can take both SOPs or standard operating procedure and use them with AI, because AI needs a structure even more than people. And because I was working with people for so long, 20 years plus with VAs and before with normal employees, I really know how to structure the procedures so it will be easy to follow by human, but because they are structured, it will be easier to follow by AI automation, if you understand what I mean. So this is why I will have a much advantage because of my experience, but you, by extension of my experience, you will have this access to this as well. This is why I am planning on doubling number of this workshop. 1 month is okay, it's great, people love it, but it's just not enough, right? So this is why I'm coming with Platinum Club with double amount of workshops and more, and tools and everything, right? Okay, so next one, both for AI leads and sales automation. We talked about it a bit in a few minutes ago, so I will not repeat it. And this is the big one. Programmable AI bots will be the major trend in 2024. And this bot can be used to automate tasks such as running social media accounts or managing customer relationship. It is different what I talked about before. Let me take a sip. It is different what we talked about or before a few minutes ago. Why? because by programmable AI bots, I mean very specific task focus, kind like I just described it for was VA in a browser, but it is not VA in a browser, it is a bot, right? So, for example, running social media account. Right now, you can really run a social media account outside of posting, for example, to your pages, right? Or to your profiles where it is allowed, but in many places it's not allowed. For example, on Facebook, you cannot automate your personal profile. You just can't. It is impossible unless you have an app in the browser, like a plugin, and then connect to what? To AI. So one of examples of this programmable bot would be bot which will just manage your personal profile. So you don't have to, right? So if you make a post on your personal profile, then all the interaction would be through plugin in the web browser, then AI on the backend would be smart enough to respond the correct way. And maybe because they will be programmed the way the designer of the programming for AI on top of AI understand how Facebook works. It works with interaction, works with like, works with responses, and then maybe the same bot can follow up with personal comments on your profile with the people just talking to them, like having normal conversation, like human, right? Talking about this and this and building relationship for a time, and then switching and asking it's okay to if you have this problem, if you can help with problem. For example, maybe your you have back pain, right? Okay, so I'm a personal trainer, I have experience with back pains. Maybe you want to have this free course, or maybe this $7 tips, whatever. Just get it and read it, but it could be like a leg into the door to buy service from you, or maybe could be like a tripwire, so to speak, low ticket for the higher end coaching, for example, right? Or any you can choose any niche of those major niches which you can work with it. So I can imagine it will be not like general bot, because general bot is good, great, but you need to be focused on your target. So like a wide race, what kind of race, right? So you'll be able to make this conversation. So you just check in once a day, maybe twice a week, depending how good your AI bot is, and we do all the work for you, so you don't have to. Time saving again, right? Basically, we talking about AI VA, so to speak, using the browser. We talked about it, and it is already happening. It will happen even in a faster pace, which is most marketing materials will be done with AI, which is already happening. I'm teaching you, right? How to make emails with AI, how to make images with AI, how to make sales pages with AI. We are halfway through our workshops about it. We make the first part, and in 2 weeks the next part, right? How to make videos. I did make short training about videos. I think it needs update because more new things came in. So probably I'll make one of those workshops or part of a workshop, maybe not entire workshop, about videos, how they improve since we make another one, since I showed you Pictory back then. Now Pictory itself, for example, have a voiceover with 11 labs, which before you had to do separate, which is amazing, right? You don't have to go to 11 labs first step, then go to Pictory, then synchronize your transcript with voice. All the steps are gone. Right now, just drop it there, and you just pick the voice directly. So pre-stops are gone, and you save most of the time, because most of the time was going between the AI. So I think this integration between AI will go better as well, and this creation will go faster and better as well, right? Probably we'll be adding also maybe like a short video creation to AI Assistant. I'm not sure yet. I need to see how heavy it is on the server. If it's possible to do even with part API, I'm thinking about it. And guys, those of you who know my background, I am created of Explandio video creator and many other tools, video tools on my other business, which is called Explandio LLC, right? So I know I can know what is to know about videos, and I think this year is time to start bringing it inside the videos. Last year I did not focus a bit about the videos, AI videos, because there was no time yet. It was not ready. I think this year, another prediction, AI will much better with videos. On one point, I will be releasing Explandio 5 AI, which essentially the goal is to make entire animated videos using AI. I haven't seen any other application doing it. Original Expandio, which originally came in 2014, it had many versions since then. Right now it's 4, 5 is ready. It was making of animated videos with people, right? Very easy way, super easy way, but with people. And right now we are working flows, AI flows, to do it all through AI. Developer is working on it. So it is hard to structure the projects the way AI will not reinvent it. So we are working on it. I'm not sure when, but this year. So this year I am coming with a video up with AI to make fully animated videos and probably also doodle videos. Also, haven't seen any doodle videos with AI. So this is my contribution to video and like doodle video and animated video space this year is my goal. And so to make this my app, which I already done for years, updated for years, but add AI to them. So you don't have to do so much work. So this is the trend that's happening. It will accelerate, and I will be one of those helping accelerate this trend to have those different things. Also about emails. When you are writing emails right now for the product, we already have flows for it. I'm working with flows in my app for it, so will be done. But we will be adding story-based emails because recently maybe you have seen the trend that story-based emails are those which open more, which is needed from February after Google Slab is coming out for the from Gmail side. So story-based videos to build this rapport with people and sharing the story. I started doing a bit with AI about my day when I'm publishing AIpreneur Bytes newsletter. If you are a subscriber to this newsletter, you see that at the beginning, also like from my day, kind of like tip from my day, not too much, maybe 2-3 sentences, what I'm doing day and how what I'm doing is giving me inspiration, how it's translating to AI and translating to business. So it's kind of root in the real life, and then this connection to AI and business in my case, but whatever niche you are in, you can do the same thing. And I will be working also with the flows for this story-based emails. But not only me, this is where industry is going. It's going to humanifying, so to speak, making AI more human, so to speak. And this is a trend that next year, right? Another things for those who use paid advertising is advertising targeting will get easier. It already got easier. You already see the courses which teach you to not use any targeting. So in general, I would agree to part of it, meaning that you have a wider audience, you are not the local business, you may try it because the AI is getting so bad, so good, again, so good in finding your audience. And after a few days of losses, they are kind of getting into the good range of targeted buyers, and they are giving you good traffic. And I I was talking with a guy who's like a big agency. I actually heard him talk about it. But unless you are super pro with ads, now it's easier to not use targeting at all unless you're local business and you're only based on some locality, right? But if you are internet-based business, of course, I'm not talking about target different countries. You still have to target your language, your country, right? But outside of a country, you supposed to be better off not targeting like those niche targeting unless you are super pro, like agency level pro, right? So agencies still can get it better, but they need to have pros. So this is about advertising and go easier, and already getting easier. So it's happening. And this one is actually a big one, and I will be focusing on it also part of my time this year, is that open source AI, which most likely catch up with closed AI like ChatGPT. It's already happening to a degree because they're open source, so they can modify, they don't have this cap on being compliant or having this corporate level language with not offend anybody and so on, but also because they can combine different model and tweak them. I have recently seen very low model size-wise, but because they make like 8 different submodels working together, kind of like 8 agents working together on some tests, they already get a result very similar to ChatGPT. So I think it was called Mistral 8X, if I'm not mistaken. So I see this year those open source models, because there's so much community around them, so many developers involved, getting close to ChatGPT. Who knows? Maybe they surpass them. But I would say at least we'll go to the same level or similar level without the ChatGPT limitation. So you will be able, some of them install on your own computer, depending how fast, how strong is your computer. For smaller models, maybe I will do something like in the cloud, depending how much it costs to run this AI, if I can do it for our club members or not. Most likely not, so I'm saying not, but maybe, who knows, right? So with OpenAI may catch up with closed models. I would say even almost, I mean, it's a big probability to catch up with open source models. And here is a big one for those of you who want to have a side hustle, but also want to work, right? So they are not ready to work full time, and maybe they want to make more money with corporate structure, right? Within the branch, on the top, or whatever, right? So this is actually from big guys. This is actually from the top corporate guys discussion. I saw discussion from the Bill Gates, from Sam Altman, but also from all other top corporate executive talking about AI and how they see it. So the bottom line is this. As AI becomes more important in business, we will see a surge in the appointments of chief AI officer, CAIOs, so to speak, right? Within major corporations. And they will be responsible for shaping and driving the AI agenda within organization, and this is a big job. So it's like an internal consultant, so to speak, but with executive power, right? So they know which AI works, they know what to use, and then they will use people, hire people to do like a task on the bottom, but they need to have this top level understanding about the landscape, AI landscape, and the entire kind of bird eye view, and they need to know enough about small pieces of this, no, maybe not deep, but not enough to be able to hire or to outsource the work to AI agents. So this is essentially the trend right now. And as fast as this trend goes, I think now I am ready, after working with AI since the beginning of ChatGPT 2, I think it was 2020, if I'm not mistaken, but really getting deep into it when ChatGPT 3 and how was released in 2022. I think I'm ready to develop a program which can teach people all they need to do to have for this kind of roles, kind of like a certification program where we go through the bird eye view, how I see it, how it is implementing on the entrepreneur level, maybe also in a corporate level, how to incorporate in the bigger structures. And this program will have two purposes. First, teach you how to become the consultant for corporation, because they will be hiring consultant first, right? If you want to be independent, the consultant role is great, right? Because you are not bound. Usually you can charge more than employee. But also if you think like you want to be executive on the top, it's also one of a stepping stone. Of course, not everything, but give you the knowledge you want. But also if you are building your own business, you are one person business, one person entrepreneur, even as a side hustle, it will help you with the overall landscape, with what is possible, and then all those small bits. This is pretty much what we are talking about the club, and we'll be talking more, and then go deep, and you have a certification to show off, right? Also, this certification would be great for AI automation agency, which we'll be talking more this year. We're talking about the AI automation in sense to use for your own business, but also in the sense how you can use it for your client's business if you have clients, right? So we'll be talking more about this in the club over the years. I will have separate program probably because it's big part, and even if I'm doubling number, I will plan to not double number of workshops from 1 to 2 per month, maybe not enough for actually, because it's kind of technical also, right? Not very technical, but this has technical part to it. If you want to go technical part, you don't have to. So this is about this part. And the last of predictions is smart content creators, right? And I'm seeing it. I think what you see on my TikTok is part of it. This is my guess. Don't know it for sure, but this is my guess, best guess, and also others are seeing it. The small content creators will have a better chance on going viral in 2024, because social media platforms are starting to recommend most my creators to the users. This is why you see channels like I make a channel we talked about maybe 3 months ago on the workshop for this animated, not very much animated, like quotes, right? Quote videos. I was getting like 20 to 40 views with 0 followers or 0 subscribers on YouTube, right? So this is kind of this beginning of this trend when YouTube tries to get those videos out. And if this video is catchy enough and 40 people see it and a few of them actually interact, maybe share it because it was good content, they have chance to like snowball, right? So it's not like a small creator right now is like log in, have 0 views, completely nothing. It's more like they give you a chance with a big enough number of views to see if this is something people want, right? And if the AI actually found the good viewers for this over time, they start boosting your videos. I think this is what happened with TikTok. Probably people were interacting with my videos, maybe watching more videos, and TikTok have seen that they may show more advertisement because they are in advertisement business, right? To those people. So they started to show my videos to more. This is my guess, I don't know. But this is a trend I have seen people talk about on the trainings. I see people essentially posting about it. So it is something which is worth following because if you're a small creator, you have better year probably if you use tools, of course, because you want to automate everything for you as much as possible to save you time.